stage 3 of a presidential election. It was never there. The next issue was that in 2007, the presidential elections were held by the High Court under its original jurisdiction and special jurisdictions of elections. This one comes to the Supreme Court, and the basis upon which that is done is on the basis of Article 140 of the Constitution. There is no sitting president who will be appearing before you. There is only a president-elect. Now, my first petitioner, Julia Chege, asked me, because there was a subjective question that was posed in her view by Judge Smoky Nwanjala, that how come there was no protestations by these people when they were being given domestic chores? According to Julia Chege, who had to resign from her university job as a lecturer, there is something that needs to be understood, that for 99% of the human population, you want to follow the natural order of things. You don't disturb things. You let them things as they are. So that to Julia Chege, it is important that the court must understand that from your point of view, a lot of you, and she knows that history, have had a previous opportunity to stand up for something, an opportunity to say no. Not everybody has had that opportunity. And therefore, the 4 commissioners for ultimately, on the 15th, having the courage to have something to stand for. They are heroines and heroes of this country. We come now talking about heroes to what my professor of criminal law and procedure, Dr. Gethu Muigai, said. Dr. Muigai, looking straight to the face of this court, said 2 things. A, the problems in our elections is not IEBC, but the candidates. History does not support that conclusion. Second thing he said, B, Wafula Chebukati is a national hero. I don't have to say anything on that. Now, Madam CJ, there is the issue of the word independent, or in the designation of IEBC. The word independent, it is further elaborated by under Section 26 of the IEBC Act. It says IEBC is independent, but shall be subject to public participation and to engage stakeholders in the discharge of its mandate. Madam CJ and members of this court, I flatter myself quite often that I have a reasonable understanding of Kenya's electoral laws. However, Madam CJ, listening to my learned colleagues yesterday, I had a lot of reasons to doubt whether that is true, if what they said is actually the true representation of the law. And in several senses, under Article 81, the election should be simple, accountable, accurate. But until yesterday, my understanding was this, that reference to the commission and Article 81, 86, 88, and 138 of the Constitution triggers the image of Chebukati and 6 others. I've never imagined Marjani and others returning officers when we talk about the commission. B, based on sections 10 and 11 of the IEBC Act, my understanding has always been that the secretary of IEBC is the chief executive, the head of the secretariat, the main employee of the commissioners, who appoints him. But now it appears to be that for purposes of a presidential election, and we heard it from his lawyers, he's actually the main man. Was this what the Constitution wanted it to be? Welcome to the Republic of KUDASIKIKA. I must agree with my learned colleague, Mr. Muthomi Kiethiankulu, that it would appear that since we did our elections, we became some kind of a terrestrial KUDASIKIKA, and several questions arise. When, why, and how? When did this happen? It first happened just before midnight or 9th of August, when we retired to bed. One figure we ought to have had was not known. How many of us voted? That is the when. How did it happen? It happened because on the 8th of August 2022, Wafula Chebukati published that Gazette notice that I talked about. On the face of it, makes the chairman a dictator. No, that is not the issue. If you read it as an instruction manual, it was to give the job to Hussein Marjani. That is what happened. Why did it